Again, you can see how tight these candles are here. This is very, very difficult to trade this. I mean, here's your break above the VWAP right here, but you just, you know, you're talking about 10 cents, maybe 15 cents, or 5 cents, 10 cents, 15 cents. Really, really difficult. There's just no pace here to the market. It's just compression. All the index is just compressing. Tiny, tiny candles. This is not really good tradable price action right here. Alfie wants to go outside.
Really? He does?
Comes over and gets me.
Huh. He is an amazing dog.
There you go.
Well, if it's going to be mild, at least it could rain. Don't you think? The white egret on the wood,
Oh yeah, there was 3 of them out there yesterday.
and Alfie made sure to chase it away.
There was 3 yesterday.
And then also make sure there were no others hiding.
He does his job. All right, so Q's popped up here, getting close, very close to the pivot point. This was a nice pop. So if you stayed in it, you made a nice little amount of money. I'm just not touching these tiny little candles like this. Current time frame momentum looking really nice on all the indexes, but the Q, especially the Qs. Qs have some decent room. SPY also jumping up here now, and the IWM, which has been the lowest one, not doing much. It's still below the VWAP. So again, IWM is very close to the 50 to the downside. Doesn't have a lot of room to the downside, and the upside is blocked here by the VWAP. So Qs are the index to trade today right now if you want to take any SPY super system trades. Again, I took one today in IWM and made out nicely this morning on the put side, and now I'm just watching. Again, we took RGTI. We're in IGTI for January calls. Took a beautiful trade on the Qs overnight. We took Q puts based on the divergence from the cumulative volume index indicator, and that we took those out yesterday. We paid $221 a contract for the for the Q puts, and we closed them this morning for 388. 75% gain on those Q puts. Don't get those kind of setups all the time, and they don't always work, but it worked pretty nicely this time. I did take a Tesla call debit spread this morning. It's been really volatile. I got a 82.50 for 87.50 call debit spread expiring Friday. Paid $202 for it. Okay, got a lot of questions coming up here. Shy. Visa, all-time high, breaking out. Haven't looked at Visa. Yeah, really a good breakout in Visa as well. Yep. That's a nice breakout in Visa. Make notes of these. Again, there's a lot of good-looking stocks. The indexes aren't doing too much. EHTH also, Shiv. Yeah. Yeah, broke out already. It's too extended for me on the AHTH. Insurance broker moved up, pulled back, got as high as about 817. It's down to about 731. I don't like to chase stocks like this. This is much too likely to be some profit taking off of this. I don't know what caused it to go up so much, but again, I'm not going to chase it. This is the EHTH 5-minute chart right here. See the gap up and then a pullback and just moving, just compressing. KYVO also. Shy. Yeah, I don't even feel familiar with that stock, KYVO. Nice breakout on it this morning. Up 4%. Yep. Also Teva. Yeah, Teva. Another gap up here. Again, this is a marijuana drugs companies, and they, we keep hearing all these rumors about how they're going to pass a law to legalize all this stuff, and federally, and they're going to adjust the banking rules so marijuana stores can actually process their cash through banks. It's a bit of a problem, but every time you get a rumor like that, it jumps up, and Teva's up a lot this morning, 21% on Teva. It's up to $20. William, you grabbed 50 cents on that triple Q move. Nice. Yep, nice job. Again, right to the pivot point. Good fill-in trades for the day. And Teva, this Teva trade is really shot up. Again, most of the gains on these things are when you see a big move up like that, it's the gap up, and then we're moving pretty much sideways. If you look at EHTH, same thing. It's all the gains are in the gap up. So you want to wait and see what happens on these things. If you look at the daily candle, it looks great, but you want to see what the 5-minute price action looks like. If you look at Visa on a breakout, you see Visa is breaking out this morning, but see, it's been moving up all morning. This is much more consistent price action that you'd be interested in. At least I would be. Q's right at the pivot point. It's by a nice move and then flat. That's how these things are going today, and you kind of have to take the profits when you can. There isn't an awful big, not a lot for continuation of these moves.
Source code leak raises security and IP concerns.
Oh, sorry about Shy. Teva isn't a marijuana company; it's an Israeli pharmaceutical. Okay, good. The biggest one you've got over there. Yeah, I confused it with TLRY. Sorry. Yeah, nice move though in it. Do you know, was there any news on it, Shai? You haven't heard? Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty big move. 21%. Got to be something that drove that. Shai, you say Teva's been restructuring for a while. We're in quite a slump. Yeah, I mean, the price action it's been in a pretty nice uptrend since last November, along with the market. I mean, it's had pullbacks, but the move has been pretty good. But it gets these big candles every now and then. I mean, on the price action, his Teva daily. You got, this is a pretty big candle here. It's a huge candle here. And then this is a big candle here. There's a lot of wild action, but if you look at the price action, it's been kind of moving up since November. So not a terrible price action, but really choppy. And it's too far extended for me to try to chase it up here. I want to see some consolidation for a bit. Shiv, Teva, and Sanofi got some positive results in their drug. Yeah, that would do it. That's a pretty big jump, though. Oh, successful trial of new drug. Okay, yeah, that will push these pharmas up. Thanks for that link. Inflammatory bowel disease drug. Okay, good. Yeah, that those positive drug things will do wonders for these pharma companies for Crohn's and stomach issues. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Now we know why it moved up so much. It really did make a nice move. Thanks, Ari. Ari pointed that out. Teva strong after results released this morning. Cool. New high of the year, and you're in it. Nice job, Ari. Good morning to YouTube folks. Morning, Tomas. Welcome. Fuse right to the pivot point, pulling back now toward the VWAP. Pretty tight range this is in right now. Spike 2 moved up through the VWAP, and now it's pulling right back toward the VWAP. Choppy action. Again, this is low probability trading environment. Just be careful. Try to keep your size small. Visa moving up still. Nice look on Visa this morning from Shy, I believe. Tristan, looking at Microsoft, bouncing off the 8 AMA from yesterday. Yep, did bounce right off the 8 yesterday. It's trying to break out here. It's a pretty nice move in Microsoft. There's Microsoft here, right here on the daily. So he's talking about PBO right to the 8, bounced off the 8, moved up today. Didn't really gap up, it just opened just below yesterday's close, and it's been moving up pretty nicely, about 0.5% today. Jai, V is actually from Izzy G-Man over at Reddit. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to look for some stocks as well here. Got quite a few callouts today. Again, the market is not great. The price action is not really great. Again, we took some nice profits in those Q puts overnight. Took that on that divergence that we found on the cumulative volume index. Took that, get in for 221 yesterday on the puts, and get out this morning for 388. It's a nice 75% gain on that. We added RGTI, bought some RGTI today. This is for January 3rd calls on RGTI, the $47 calls. And I did take a Tesla call debit spread this morning, 482.50, 487.50. It's pulled back about $10 from that, so that's underwater right now, but I'm going to hold it. Shy looking at PNW, also break it out. Yep. Yes, it is. Pretty choppy stock, PNW. It's been really extending out and coming right back to the 8, extending out, coming back to the 8. Big candles in here. Big flushing candle here, but moving back up again. Did a little split here, and trying to break out right there. It's definitely breaking out. Yeah, nice look on that one. And here's the channel it's been in. Yesterday had some pretty big volume. Today, not bad. 1.4 million so far. Hey Sean, good morning. Oh, you're welcome. Again, we had a nice overnight Q short trade that we took. We called out right toward the close yesterday. Took the Q puts overnight, get in for 221 yesterday and out for 388 this morning. Pretty nice 75% gain. We'll take that. They don't always work, but they work enough to make them worthwhile. And a lot of times you can get some really nice gains like that. PNW is still moving up. Get a nice look on PNW. And Shy, this is pretty nice looking trade. Don't have earnings till February 18th. ARQT, Ari. Good news, also strong new high from this year. Popped out of compression about 20 minutes ago. ARQT. 1451, Ari, is the resistance level. 1451. It's at 1453 right now. Yeah, that's not a bad volume stock. It usually trades an average volume of about almost 2 million. It's raining.
Really?
Yep. Sprinkling.
Sprinkling?
There's a, there's a little SPY super system set up right here on the SPY right now. As it breaks above the VWAP and the 15 right here. Again, it's in a dynamic compression zone here, but you got room up. You got a standard deviation line here at 605.86, and then up here at 605.59, 606.59. You get the pivot point. So it's got a little bit of room. Again, this movement's very tough on the market, very difficult to trade. Q's right at the pivot point. IWM just moving sideways. So right now, in my opinion, the SPY is the best one to take because it doesn't have a pivot point just above it like the Qs do. Qs need to move through the pivot point. Qs have been the strongest index, but right now they're down 0.25%. SPY down about 0.3%. But anyway, I took some SPY calls. I took this week's 604. Today's 604s at 99 cents. I'll put a sell order in there now. Trading at $1.23 right now. Yeah, on a day like this, 20 or 30 cents is a good trade. Again, I took the SPY calls, the 604s, on the SPY super system. I paid $1.99 for them. Right now they're at $1.15, fluctuating around quite a bit. And you got to grab the profits when you can. So 99 cents, that's on the SPY calls. Trading at 125 right now. I'm going to watch this price action pretty closely. Again, it's getting very close to the high of the day here. It's moved up pretty nicely away from the 15. So again, I'm not gonna give it a lot of room. I'm not gonna wait for it to pull back toward the 15 here. We'll see if it breaks above the high of the day or not. Again, we're at 126, right? 125 right now. Now 127. I'll probably take them off at 129. Okay, I'm out 129 on the SPY calls. Again, one of the things I'm watching is the daily chart on the SPY. You see where it is? It's right up against the 8 here right now. Right against the 8 exponential moving average. It's moved kind of slightly through it, so it's breaking through resistance a little bit. But I don't know if it's going to continue. But anyway, I'm out of the SPYs. In for 199, out for 129. Nice 30-cent gain. Shy looking at Goldman Sachs and JPM, potential shorts. Whew, yeah, they're coming in. Yeah, they're into the earnings gap. He mentions this is what he's talking about right here. This is, we'll just look at one of them, Goldman. See the earnings gap right here off this, the election gap See, it's gapped up here at election. Is the gap fill right there. It does have the 50-day right here, so it's probably trying to fill this, at least fill this this level down here at about 566, 567, with room all the way down to 563. That's a nice look. Quick JPM. See, exactly the same thing. Tristan looking at Piton breaking out. Yep. Piton's breaking out today. PNW's breaking out today. Visa's breaking out today. Some nice setups. And again, I've got a couple of good SPY super system trades today. Had the IWM early, then I just took the SPY here. And I'm out of it for 30 cents. Kind of shows you how the SPY super system sets up again. Here's the VWAP, the pink line, and the 15 is the green line right here. Moved up, pulled back right to the 15. The current time frame momentum stayed bullish. Bounces off of here. You just took a quick trade here as it moved up through the dynamic compression zone. Then I just took it off. Again, it's right up against the high of the day, so I took the profits right there. PNW 207, 50 by 210, going for about a buck. Yeah, that's pretty nice on PNW. Yep. That's a nice call debit spread. Joe taking 20% on the shop calls for the week. Nice job. All right, let me just look at some trades here. Shops, by the way, is right near resistance. 118.55 is resistance. It's trading at 118.70 on for a horizontal resistance level. Okay, so I'm out of my SPY super system trades. I've taken two nice ones today. Again, getting near the top, getting near the high. We're seeing a little pullback here now. And the Q's right up against the 8 exponential moving average. So I'm probably to the upside. It's got to break the 8 and confirm that it's going to stay above the 8. And here's the Q's coming above the pivot point here. IWM just lagging. All right. Let me go back and look at some stocks. We've had lots of questions and lots of trades posted today. I appreciate it. Sean, is the other chat room I'm responding to? Well, I get folks. We have a Discord room. I'm not really responding. The Discord folks, but Dr. No and Savvy Trader over there, they post trades and they'll let me know some of the trades that they're taking, getting in, getting out. So I call those up when I see them. But I'm just responding to my own chat room where the questions can be posted, or stocks can be posted, whatever you want to post there. That's what I'm responding to. It's in the actual chat room. And if you buy the software, you get a month of in my room for free. You don't get the room forever for free, but you get in the room for a month for free, and you can use this. Obviously, we go over the software and how to use it. But if you have the software, then you can take these SPY super system trades as long as you understand the criteria and the setup, which I have a video on. Again, look at some stocks here. Q right through the pivot point. Again, all the indexes are still red for the day, but not by much. Qs are only down 0.14% right now. IWM down a little over percent. It's the weakest. SPY down 0.2%, 0.3%. SPY right stuck at the 8 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Right against resistance. Qs does not really have any resistance above until you get to the all-time high, which was yesterday's high. 539.15. Tesla really volatile today. Doug, which bar did I take the SPY Super System SPY entry on? Let me go back and look. Somewhere in the beginning of this bar right here. I don't think I took it here. I think. Let me see what time I took that. $11:33. Yeah, right on this inside this candle right here, and then I get out right here, right off this doji. Yeah, right off the doji. I don't think I took it on the doji. I said 11. It says 11:33, so I took it on this candlestick. Should I BBIA coming back around again if I feel like another shot at it? Yeah, it's coming back up again. trading at 322. It's got resistance at 377. Big P pullback on that thing. I'm just, listen, this is a tough market to trade. I don't want to get too much stuff on here, so I'm just going to watch it. But that's a nice setup on BBAI. Here it is right here. Nice pullback on it. Big move up, big pullback. Moving up again. These are pretty volatile. Same as RGTI is very volatile too. Back down to 884. It's had a pretty big range today. This candle looks small. Low of 863, high of 984. It's a $1.10 move on an $8 stock or $9 stock. That's quite a bit. You like the PBA? I like the volume increases on the green days. Yeah, you're right. I mean the days moving up, the volume's been much higher. Yesterday it had a lot of volume on it, 69 million, and today about 34 already. And yeah. Listen, this is not a bad trade. It's an inexpensive stock. I'm not sure if options are straight stock would be better on it, on this thing. I'm not sure what the options look like. Still holding half your leaps on that? Oh yeah, on the BBA because they're free. Yeah, that was a nice move. Again, I just took profits in it, and I know you put a leap on it, but it's bouncing back again pretty strongly here. When he's talking about a leap, he's talking about buying options pretty far out in time. 6 months, a year, or 2 years. You go out in time on them, and then what you can do is you can sell calls against them, weekly or monthly to reduce your premium on the actual trade itself. If you use an options, you can do it with the stock. You can do it against an options. They're both covered calls. You're doing a covered call either on the stock position or in a long-term option position. Huge volatility in this BBAI. Implied volatility of in January on the $3 calls is 187. That's a lot. Only has monthlies, by the way. SPY pulling back here now. Qs as well. IWM as well. Well, no, IWM is not. IWM is holding up. Just below the VWAP. Just above the VWAP. I'm not going to touch any of these right now. I like the Qs, but I'm not going to touch them here, obviously. They're coming in toward the VWAP. Like, get a bounce off the VWAP would be nice. Market coming in a little bit here, so just kind of watch it now. So market moved up here, now it's moved back below the pivot point and moving back toward the VWAP on the Qs. SPY similar, trying to bounce off the 15 right here on the SPY. Q's showing a little bit of weakness here, yellow on the current time frame momentum. SPY hanging in there with green. Again, you get some SPY moving up, Q's moving down, kind of diverged here right now. IWM also moving down a little bit. T2104 also bearish today. It's a bearish, kind of a bearish divergence, but not that much. The SPY's been kind of chopping around too. SPY on the daily chart again is right up against the 8 exponential moving average on the SPY. 604.95, 604.95. It's right at the 8 exponential moving average, which is likely to be some resistance. Carl, IWM pushed down toward the VWAP, yep. The weakest index today, though. To try to trade it long is really difficult. I traded it short this morning. I wouldn't mind taking it short if it gets below the 15 here. But I need to have this switch over to blue or red, and you know this, I mean green or yellow or red, but the look here is pretty high right now. The momentum is pegged it right up pretty close. You can see the green dots. That means it's pegged at about 100. Q's down right to the VWAP again here now, showing a short.
On this HMC, Honda Motors seen a volume pop of merger discussions on the name, mentioned as well Nissan. Honda and Nissan to begin merger talks. That's coming from the Nikkei.
IWM's got a little bit of room down to the 50-day moving average here. 230.15, 230.15 on the IWM.
We're also seeing volatility in Honda, HMC, and NSANY, which is the ADR for Nissan.
Yeah, it's a setup on the IWM, but you notice we're still green here. It's coming down, but it's still green. The Qs have turned yellow on the current time frame. Momentum is what I'm talking about here. This momentum starts to show bearishness. SPY also with some bearishness coming back down off of the after the 15 here, below the 15, but got the VWAP just below. I still like the IWM better as a short, but I don't have a current time frame momentum to go blue. It needs to pull down a little bit more. just went yellow now. It's coming down all the way, but it just went yellow right here. Q's also back below the VWAP here in yellow, so that's a breakdown in the Q's as well for short on the SPY super system. IWM also. SPY's not so much. They're below the 15, but right now they're between the 15 and the VWAP, so I wouldn't take that one. The Q's are okay. The IWM is okay.
Connolly beats out AOC to become the next ranking member on the House Oversight Committee.
Tesla's still pulling back here now. PNW with a pretty good sized pullback. So getting a little pullback in the market. Q's with a little bounce now. SPY as well. IWM is just still pulling down. IWM was the weakest index, has been today. But I wouldn't put too much money into these things right now. They're just not giving you any follow through for the most part. Choppy day, very slow day. Low volume today on the SPY.
numbers coming out now. We have the Atlanta GDP now model. Estimates for the GDP growth, seasonally adjusted, in the fourth quarter of 2024 is 3.1% on December 17th, down from 3.3% on December 9th. That's the GDP model.
CVS still pretty weak today too. Daily chart really ugly. SPY's just chopping around. Triple Q's about the same. Mixed red and green candlesticks. IWM's been the weakest. Still coming down here. This was probably not a bad entry on the IWM. There's a white yellow. You have to wait for here though. You just scoring?
Yeah, I still have to do work orders.
Yeah, Jesus.
I'm not in a big rush for that because nobody's gonna get to it right away. Look at all these leaves.
And so we got the market just as holiday season chop here going into middle of December. Very hard time to trade. Again, we took some nice profits in the Q puts this morning. In at 221 yesterday near the close, and out this morning for 388. Nice 75% win. We put on some RGTI in for January 3rd today. They're not really doing an awful lot. Pull back a little bit and then starting to bounce back up again. Again, I like them this little bit longer term on this RGTI. And I did test the call debit spreads as well. That's way underwater on that. Moderna pulling back a penny. Alright, so that's where we are right now. It's about 12:17. I'm going to take lunch here in a couple minutes. Check the YouTube, folks. Yes, good morning, YouTube. Good afternoon. I appreciate you coming in and being here for the feed today. Again, I'm going to close it down in about 4 minutes. I'm going to grab something to eat. It's been running for a little over about an hour and 15 minutes. Again, the IWM starting to bounce here. Very difficult for trading SPY Super System. I did have two really nice SPY Super System trades today, but you got to be very selective. And again, took some RGTI into January, starting to bounce back up a little bit. PNW pulled back a little bit. Tesla's pulled back a lot. Again, I'm in a call debit spread in this thing, but the volatility in it is massive today. Which is why I took a call debit spread in it. BBAI that was pointed out by Shy today. This is quite an interesting stock. It moves around like this is the one that we had some in the money calls that were pretty deep in the money that worked pretty well. Right now it's bouncing back up again. It's got room to 377. This is a pretty nice setup on BBAI. Look at these candles. Blue candles are well over average. White is above average. Anything that's red or green is below average. These are really well above average. That candle right there is 104.5 million shares, and today it's already traded 38.2 million. A lot of volume coming into this thing, so somebody's buying this thing, and I like the calls in this thing. I like the where is it? I think for calls on this, I would use the January 17th $2 calls. January 17th $2 calls. You get $1.24 of intrinsic value in them. They're costing $1.35. That's pretty good. That's with a month and a week to go. That's really, really good intrinsic value on the BBAI. I'm going to take some of those. What?
Not talking to you.
Oh, you're emptying the trash? So I took some BBAI long. January 17th, $2 calls. You can take stock too if you want. They're going for about $1.35 to $1.40. But a lot of leverage here. But you know, the stock's only $3.23, so you can buy the stock as well. But I am going to alert on this thing. This is a pretty inexpensive one. We got a lot of intrinsic value in there. And right now we've got $1.23 of intrinsic value in that. Alright, so I'm in BBAI, and I took some RGTI today. I don't want to get too far over I don't want to take put any more trades on here going into the end of the month, because the market's likely to be pretty choppy. But again, a couple of the ones we took, RGTI and BBAI, have they've got pretty good volatility. These things can move. They don't really follow the market that much. Alright, so I'm in the BBAI, and I am in RGTI, and I'm in Tesla. Tesla with a call debit spread. None of these things are doing much of anything right now, but I'm going to give them some time. Alright, I'm going to grab some lunch here. Let me go ahead and get my lunch. Sean, thanks very much. I'm going to have a good one. Thank you very much, everybody in the YouTube feed. I appreciate your monitoring the room today. Again, this is a SPY Super System, sometimes called the Compass System, the SPY Super System software that goes on Thinkorswim. This is the current time frame momentum. That's a critical one. This tells us where the institutions are buying or selling on the 5-minute chart. This is what we use for our quick trades off the SPY Qs and IWM. This is the multi-time frame momentum. These two are what we use on our daily chart to make sure we get green or blue for longs, red or yellow for shorts. Really important. Okay, so that's the software you can buy, and you can put it right on the Thinkorswim platform. The Right Line folks will actually install it there for you, take over your machine, put it on for you, and you're good to go. And if you buy the software, you actually get a month in my room for free. But you can also be a member of my room or the alert service. Either one of those depends on your own preference. All right, thanks everybody over there. Have a great rest of the afternoon on YouTube. And I'm gonna get some lunch, So have a great afternoon, you too.